Hi, everybody, and Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Before I get into the January reading from Spirit, I'm going to ask those of you that watch my videos to help me out a little bit here. I've called these videos that I do lessons from Spirit, readings, monthly readings. And so I'm looking for that terminology that you think best fits and describes what I do. I know that for those of you who've watched my videos, what I do is I connect with Spirit and I basically let them give us the lesson and the information that we need for the month. This is just my unique way of working, and other people do it differently. So if you have any suggestions, do you like the word lesson? Do you like the word a reading? Do you just like the word insights from Spirit? If you have any suggestions or thoughts on this, I'd love it if you'd either leave a comment down below or get a hold of me personally and let me know your thoughts. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into January's information from Spirit. They've been giving it to me throughout the day, kind of prepping me for what we're going to be talking about. And if you watch December's reading as well, you'll also know that they were going to be talking about time for the month of January. And that is in terms of time, right? January is that time of month when we all are making these New Year's resolutions. And while there's nothing wrong with making New Year's resolutions and wanting to make changes and everything else, what Spirit was really trying to warn us about in December, and that we're now going to be talking about for January, is all of the goals and all of the changes that we want to make are irrelevant if we don't address the nature of time. Now, they brought this up to me today in a very interesting way. My husband and I bought a new piece of equipment that we want to add to our home gym down below. And my husband was talking about how he was going to find the time to start utilizing it. So as my husband was talking about this, Spirit knocked me over the head and said, look, we want you to talk about this today on the monthly reading, because a lot of people are going to go out and they're going to get a new gym membership, or they're going to buy new equipment, or we're going to establish a goal that we want to achieve for the new year. And Spirit is all in and saying, we promote change, right? They're there, they're going to help you, but they're going, the way we want to help you first and foremost is by asking you to look at time. Every single one of us has the same amount of time in a day. That is the one constant that doesn't change from one person to the next. Now, granted, some of us have jobs, some of us work longer hours, some of us are parents, some of us are not. And so our time is split up amongst these things. But these are all choices and decisions that we have made. And with our 24 hours, we all get to choose what we want to do with our time. I think that that's kind of common sense. The other thing that's really important is no matter who you ask, do you have enough time in the day? I think everybody's going to answer and say, no, I don't even work a 9 to 5 job. I work from home. And if someone asked me if I had enough time in the day, I would say no. So we all would like to have more time. But the truth is, we only get the time that we have. So the important part of this for this month's reading, and what Spirit wants us to understand, is we can have all the goals and the desires that we want, right? And we have good intentions of making change, but the problem is that isn't where it starts. It starts with looking at time, and that's what the Spirit reading is about for this month. Spirit is asking you to say, if you are going to implement something new, then something in your time schedule has to change. And if you haven't looked at that, then you're not going to succeed. And I know that that seems really harsh, but that's the reality of it, right? Because most of us have our days pretty structured and pretty scheduled. I know that I do. And that was the interesting part of my husband talking about this new piece of equipment. He was planning the time that he was going to utilize this piece of equipment and how he was going to implement it into our day. So this is what Spirit wants you to think about. It's a very quick and simple lesson for this month. This month is about time. It's about your schedule. They're saying that's where we want you to examine how to make change, even if it's reading a book, right? Something as simple as that. Are you going to spend 10 minutes at night doing that? Are you going to start a gratitude journal? Are you going to break out into art? Are you going to be starting a new diet? And if that's the case, how are you going to be implementing new ways of cooking or or shopping. So this is all an issue of time. And if you think about it in terms of time, you're going to set yourself up for success for accomplishing that task. And that means that your schedule has to change. So I think you guys get the idea here. I really don't need to hammer it home anymore. Just know that Spirit says, look at your time in a day and ask yourself, are you spending it to the best of your ability? And they also say everyone needs time to themselves. They're saying that everyone needs downtime, and that if you're not scheduling or structuring this into your day, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Even if that means that you go outside and eat your lunch under a tree, or you do it in your car where you can just listen to some music and get away from everything. These are things that we need to do for ourselves. Setting goals is a great idea, but if we're not structuring that time and nurturing ourselves, then these goals simply become another something that they've added. They're kind of showing me building these building blocks, and we've just thrown another concrete block on top of it that starts to kind of weigh us down. So again, I think you guys get the point. Thanks for listening. I would love to get some suggestions on how you feel I should title these little lessons. And I will be back in a couple of weeks with another lesson for January. So please subscribe, like, and stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful new year. Bye-bye.